Alright guys, so I wanted to give you a walkthrough of the Cuckoo catalog site that I am working on. So to give you an example of how useful this is, we've got this person here posting to one of the Facebook groups asking to identify this clock that they got today. When we look at the clock, we'll see there's grapes or berries hanging at the bottom. We got what looks like grape leaves or maple leaves. We got pears at the bottom. We got these interesting corners, vines. We got some loops here. Another loop here. We got these two sticks that, two branches that stick out there. And then this bird in a very odd pose. Um, so it's got some pretty unique characteristics, should be easy to find. So we go head over to the Cuckoo catalog site, and as you can see right now we have 910 clocks loaded and 34 catalogs, and that's probably only about a third of what I've collected so far. The site is going to constantly be growing. Anyway, so we go to the search up here at the top, and you can search by the type. For, if you're searching just for a mantle clock, you can limit out the wall clocks. You can search by the style. So, for example, you can search for a railroad or a shield. This one, of course, would be traditional carved, but we're just going to leave that blank because we don't need it. You can search by the number of leaves. I'll come up to this descriptive terms in a second here. Search by the number of leaves. This is most useful when you're dealing with clocks with a few number of leaves. I mean, once the number of leaves gets up to about 10, I don't even count them anymore, because the more leaves you get, the harder it becomes be able to even determine how many leaves there are, because sometimes they'll be overlapping in the clock and stuff. So it's more useful for clocks with smaller numbers, like 7 leaves, something like that. You can search by the height in either centimeters or inches, and you can search by the manufacturer or the model number. So let's go ahead, and you can search by the descriptive terms. This is what I use most of the time. It's the easiest way to narrow it down. So with this clock, we know that we have pairs, so we type pair and select it. And we also have grapes. Let's put that in. And we've got a bird on the top. So we pick those 3 things. And we go down here and we click search. And you'll see that this limits us down to 4 clocks. And it looks like this first one isn't a match. You see that it doesn't match on these. It's got these round loops on the bottom left and right corner, which the clock that they're trying to identify has more of a square thing. You'll see this one down here at the bottom also has the rounded loops, but these two have the square type corner. They've both got this bird in that odd pose with that, I don't know what you call that, a fishtail. So these both look very similar. It could be either one of these. So we'll go ahead and click on this and see the details. There's not a lot more details with this particular one, but certain clocks do have a lot more details. Anyway, you can see this is the cover of the catalog that it was from, and we can click on the catalog link here to see all the clocks from that catalog. You'll see there's 6 pages worth of clocks just from that one catalog. Anyway, so if we back up, you'll see that this one is from 1908 and this one's from 1906, so roughly same time period. They're both basically the same size. I'm guessing the only reason there would be a 1 centimeter difference, because they're probably all carved by the same companies, is one of them probably was listed in centimeters and the other in inches, and the conversion back and forth to fill in the opposite dimension probably left a little bit of error. Anyway, so it's that quick and easy to identify clocks, browse the catalogs. You can see here that we can browse the full list of catalogs. You'll see that I do have ads loaded. So for example, here we've got GK clocks, and there's the whole set of 6 GK clocks that are on this ad. The ad's from 1908. So anyway, the system is really useful, works great. I use it all the time when people post trying to find their clocks. It's gone through a lot of testing, a lot of work. Did wanted to show you that certain clocks, and this is a feature that I started adding about halfway through, so not all the clocks have it. I'm going to go through and backfill the others. But if we look at the GHS clocks, for example, I know those are some of the later ones that I loaded. And you click on one of these, let's go to this one here. You'll see that it's got a notes field here with, basically this is the text that was on the page that further described the clock. So for example, it says this clock is also made with a quarter strike. The quarter-hour sound is a none. So you can see that. It's very helpful for giving information about the clock, helping you learn about the clock. I think that's about it that I need to show you. I was going to show you that one more feature that I was going to show is if I go to this is the PHS clock that I have, and I wanted to show how sometimes the clocks differ from the drawings. So for example, if you look at the eagle on the top of these, the neck is really weird. It almost looks like more like a duck head. And I can tell you, I've got this clock right here. This is my clock. Unfortunately, right now the image is cropped in a way you can't see the topper, but I can tell you the topper does not look anything like these drawings. And I know I have the original topper because it's got handwritten for the model number on the back of the topper. Also handwritten on the pendulum. So I know I've got the original parts. Anyway, my eagle looks more like this this one from 1870. But this isn't the Cuckoo quail. This doesn't have the -4. You'll notice these are Cuckoo quail. This is just a cuckoo. But anyway, yeah. So I think that having user submitted photos will help a lot when people are trying to identify a clock, because sometimes the drawings just do not match what the clock actually looks like. So